You know, ever since we first looked up at the night sky, there's been this one huge question that has just captivated us.
I mean, it's the question, right? It's about science, it's about philosophy, it's about our place in this whole giant cosmos. And for, well, forever, the only answer we got back was silence.
But what if I told you that silence has been broken? Not by aliens, maybe, but by something just as profound. In just the last few years, we've learned that our solar system isn't some lonely island. Nope, we have visitors, actual drifters from other stars, just passing right through our backyard. And even if they're not alive, they're definitely carrying messages from their home.
The official name for them is interstellar interlopers, but here's a better way to think about it. They are the very first physical samples, actual stuff we've ever gotten from another star system. Every single one is like a postcard sent from some far-off, mysterious place. And let me tell you, the very first one we found, it was an absolute mind-bender.
So let's open up the first case file. Its name is OUMUAMUA. That's Hawaiian for scout, which is just perfect. Back in 2017, this thing basically created a whole new field of astronomy just by showing up and being, well, just incredibly weird.
So when astronomers first spotted Oumuamua, this is all they saw. Just a dot, a tiny little point of light. It looked like any other boring asteroid, really. No fuzzy glow, no tail, none of the stuff you expect from a comet. But oh boy, was that first impression wrong.
Because as soon as they started setting that little dot, things got strange. It was a total bundle of contradictions. First off, its brightness was changing so fast and so dramatically that it had to have a crazy shape, at least 6 times longer than it was wide. Think of a pancake or cigar tumbling through space. Its color was kind of reddish, which is pretty normal, but here are the two big head scratchers. It looked totally dead, no gas or dust coming off it at all. And yet, it was accelerating. Something was pushing it, and nobody could see what.
Okay, so let's dig into that acceleration puzzle, because it's the key. Normally, stuff in space just follows the path gravity lays out for it. Super predictable. But comets get this little extra kick. The sun warms them up, ice turns into gas, and that gas shoots out like a tiny rocket engine, pushing the comet. See, Oumuamua was getting that exact same push. It was veering off its gravity-only path. The problem? There was no gas, not a puff. We couldn't see anything causing that push, and that, right there, was the huge enigma.
So for a couple of years, Oumuamua was this one-of-a-kind freak of nature, a total anomaly. And then, in 2019, visitor number 2 showed up. And you know what's funny? This new one made Oumuamua seem even weirder, precisely because the new one was so, well, normal. Everybody, meet 2I/Borisov. And wow, this picture says it all, doesn't it? You've got Oumuamua on one side, that dead little point of light, and on the other, Borisov, which, well, it looks exactly like a comet. It's got that big fuzzy cloud of gas and dust, the coma, and a gorgeous tail. It was basically everything scientists thought an interstellar comet should look like. Yeah, when you put them side by side, the difference is just stark. Oumuamua was tiny and had that bizarre shape. Borisov was way bigger that we couldn't see its shape because of all that gas. But look at that bottom row. That's the real kicker. The source of the extra push? For Oumuamua, a complete and total mystery. For Borisov? Simple. It was outgassing. That classic comet rocket effect we were just talking about. Case closed. And Borisov did more than just look normal. By studying its chemistry, we got our first real peek into the nursery of another solar system. It was packed with carbon monoxide, which told scientists it must have formed way out in the freezing cold boonies of its home system, kind of like the comets in our own Oort cloud. So Borisov became our control group. It was the proof we needed that normal comets do get tossed out of other star systems. And that, of course, just made Oumuamua look even stranger. But they did have one thing in common: their color. As you can see here, both Oumuamua and Borisov were reddish. And that color actually fits right in with a lot of the comets and asteroids we have here in our own solar system. So what does that tell us? It suggests that whatever these things are made of, and whatever happens to them as they drift through space for millions of years, it's probably a process that happens everywhere, in every star system. Okay, so that brings us right up to the present day. The story is still unfolding. In July of 2025, astronomers confirmed our third interstellar visitor. Its name is 3I/Atlas,
And you guessed it, this one is adding its own weird twists to the whole puzzle. The very first thing that made astronomers sit up and take notice was its orbit. The eccentricity was about 6.0. Now, I know that's just a number, but to put it in perspective, anything over 1.0 means it's not from around here. And 6, that is wildly hyperbolic. It's almost double Borisov's number. There is zero, absolutely no doubt, that this thing is a visitor from another star. And check this out. This is the first light we've gotten from Atlas. So what's it telling us? Well, it's really, really red, a lot more like our mysterious OUMUAMUA, and even redder than Borisov. Scientists are thinking this could be a major clue. Maybe it's made of something different, or maybe it just had a really long, tough trip through deep space, getting blasted by cosmic rays that basically gave it a permanent sunburn. But what's really got people talking are the weird quirks in its path. See, unlike the other two, Atlas is moving almost perfectly flat, right in the same plane as all our planets. And it came at us from a weird direction, sort of from the side. Statistically, that's really unlikely, and it's definitely sparked a ton of debate and got scientists scrambling to figure it out.
All right, so we've got 3 visitors now, 3 very different pieces of a puzzle. So what does it all mean? What have we actually learned so far? How do these clues fit into the bigger picture of how planets are made? I mean, think about it. In less than 10 years, we've gone from knowing about 0 of these things to having 3 case files. OUMUAMUA was the total curveball that showed us anything is possible. Borisov was the normal one that gave us a baseline, and now Atlas is this new, super red clue with a weird orbit. We're literally watching a brand new science being born, right now.
So what are these things? Well, the leading theory is that they're planetismals, basically the leftover Legos from when planets were being built. They formed in those big dusty disks around other young stars, and then got kicked out into the galaxy by giant planets. And that's why this is so huge. We are literally studying the raw ingredients of other solar systems, and they're being delivered right to us, special delivery. So just how many of these cosmic postcards are out there? Well, based on the 3 we've spotted, astronomers have done the math, and the number is staggering. It could be as many as 10 to the 26th of these things wandering around our galaxy. That is a 1 with 26 zeros after it. 100 septillion. It means for every single star out there, there could be trillions of these things just drifting in the dark. And here's the most amazing part. We are just getting started. The first 3 were found almost by accident, But we have these incredible new telescopes coming online, like the Rubin Observatory. And they are going to totally change the game. We're about to go from finding 1 every few years to maybe finding dozens, maybe even 70 every single year. It's going to be a data explosion. So get ready. We're about to be flooded with these postcards from other star systems. Every single one will be a new clue, telling us something about how different, or maybe how similar, other solar systems are. Some will probably look familiar, like Borisov. And I'm sure others will be just as weird as OUMUAMUA, if not weirder. Which really leaves us with the most exciting question you can ask, right? What's the next one gonna say?